Yeah.
Well, let's do our second chance bracket here. We'll work from the Sweet 16 here, and let's obviously Gonzaga and the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton, I mean, obviously it looks like they put some of their plantation issues behind them, man.
Yes, they did, I guess.
Zagorowski stepped up. Christian Bishop's been pretty good. Denzel Mahoney and Damian Jefferson. Like, those are 4 key guys for him. And
yeah,
Gonzaga's deep, though, to the 6th man. So, I mean, obviously they're starting 5, and then the 6th man, Anton Cook.
Yeah, they don't play a lot of guys, though. Gonzaga does not. But I'm still going Gonzaga, probably by like 10 or 15 by the end of it. I think it will be like a more – I think Creighton can score with them for a half or so.
I was gonna say, I bet it's within 4 points at halftime.
Yeah, but I don't. Gonzaga will figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. What's going on over there, buddy?
Sorry, I'm doing something on my phone real quick. I am listening.
Are you playing Bejeweled, or what's going on there, buddy?
No, I'm just sorry. It's just
USC and Oregon.
Haven't they already played? They had to have already played.
Yeah, USC won by –
they're both in the Pac-12. They had to have played.
USC won by 14 when they played.
I'm going to go with Oregon here because the only reason is Oregon's hot right now, and the biggest reason is because they've dealt with injuries all year long and people being out with COVID, and they're actually finally all back now, and they're playing well. So I'm going to go Oregon here. And
they're also a game behind. They have that advantage. Like, it's just only two games now instead of like 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna go with Oregon too. I think they're just a little. They just seem to be matching up better with teams, and like
they're hard to play against.
They score a ton of points. It's gonna have to be like up to the Mobley brothers to like take care of it, because superstar power is gonna have to like be huge in this game. Oregon has a bunch of like pretty good players.
Yeah, they don't have anybody that stands out though.
Duarte is good, and Richardson, and I'm trying to off the top of my head, maybe Figueroa, he's pretty good. But other than that, you're gonna have to run with Evan and Isaiah Mobley, and I bet Drew Peterson's could be effective, in Taj Edey. But we're gonna go with majority here, obviously. So I think Oregon's probably the best pick, just based on the points they're able to put up lately.
Yeah.
Our boys.
Holy background noise. Are you guys picking that up?
No.
Oh, it's gone now. It's low. Okay, sweet. All right, Michigan and Florida State, guys.
Boys, I think Michigan. I just think Michigan's a little better, even without Isaiah Livers. Still, I just like. Yeah, I mean they've filled in pretty well for Isaiah Livers. Like, they had a little bit of Zeb Jackson at magic that first game, but Brown is filling in well. And they beat LSU without their 2 best players playing that incredibly well.
Yeah, Franz Wagner, however, did keep over the game in the last 5 minutes.
He was not good in the first half, though, so I'm glad he stepped up.
They were playing, and I think part of the thing is that they were both playing good defensively.
Yes.
Pretty much the whole game.
Yep.
So it seemed, hopefully it was just that they were using their energy on defense, but Wagner just looked a little afraid to shoot. So I'm sure Jawan's going to be in his ear this week.
Yeah.
And I really think they're going to come in pretty good. And if it's going to be a close game in my mind, if not, but a Michigan win kind of seems.
Florida State
seems good.
Florida State gets most of their points in transition. And Michigan's a really good transition defense team. I think if they can take that away, Florida State's not amazing in the half court. The thing that concerns you about Florida State, if you're Michigan, though, is their guards are enormous, and Michigan's backcourt's pretty short unless you have Shawnee Brown playing the 2. So, I mean, Eli Brooks is like 6'1", and Mike Smith is like 5 feet tall. So,
size could play a big.
But
defense, I mean.
But again, I mean, they've played big teams before. They've played big guards, big point guards before, and like teams try to post up Mike Smith and Eli Brooks, and it doesn't work that great. I mean, they might get a few buckets here and there, but they're not. It's not like they're just getting abused all the time, because both those guys can defend. I
have 3 guys on their roster that I put in the top 100 of March, But I mean, that doesn't compare to like the five Michigan players in the top 100 in March.
And Michigan, I feel like anytime Michigan makes a decent run in the tournament, they play Florida State.
Well,
They played them in 2018.
2018, they played them in the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't know. Yeah, I just think Michigan's they're not showing me yet that they can't keep up with these teams without livers.
I was gonna say, Homer aside, we're sticking with Michigan.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they're a better team. I really do.
I don't think I'll be surprised if they lose, but
No. It's gonna be a good-
Here's a surprise though. Number 11 UCLA is taking on number 2 Alabama.
Alabama.
I just think Alabama's. I don't
Alabama's.
know. They just don't play very well in big games though.
Yeah, they lay some eggs. They played some bigger games this year during the middle of the year, and they played like just terrible. And the other thing is they're 100%. They're the most. I mean, I talked about it like NBA style efficiency, only shooting threes, layups, and dunks. Like they do not take mid-range shots. They only take threes, layups, and dunks. Like they will not. Like it's literally their percentage of quote unquote other twos is like 4% on the whole year, which is insane.
They have the personnel for it. I mean,
Yeah,
Herbert Jones is really good. Quinterly, and then you got Shackelford. So those guys. It's like speed, and like Shackelford can shoot. Quinterly seems to be good at everything, and then Herbert Jones is the big man that seems like puts it all together. So
Plus, I do like Nate Oates. I like Nate Oates, their coach.
Yeah.
He's the coach.
And kind of to the point of like them being kind of NBA, like they spread the floor, which is like that's the name of the game in the NBA. Like, can you spread the floor? Can you like make it so your offense isn't funneled into one spot? And that they do that. They do that very well.
Yep. I'll always love Nate Oates because he had that Buffalo team too from a few years ago that was really good. Plus, he coached Detroit Romulus High School in Detroit for a while in high school. He was a high school
path. Nice.
High school teacher, and then and a basketball coach, and then what he's doing now. So he's also funny because he made fun of Coach K all year. So.
All right, well, let's see if Villanova can go 2015 on us and beat Baylor.
So, see, this might be the best game of the weekend because I think Villanova's kind of found themselves already now without Gillespie. It took them a few games.
Is Gillespie coming back at all? Like, even if they make it?
He's out. He's done.
Okay.
And he should stay out.
But I still think Baylor's going to have a little bit too much firepower.
Me too.
Me too.
Jared Butler to me is the best player left in the tournament.
Maybe Suggs for Gonzaga. Yeah.
I was gonna say you can make Kispert or Suggs, either one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and even Timmy's good too. So I don't know. I think I like Baylor a lot. Davion Mitchell also another key piece there, and Masio Teague. So I'm gonna take Baylor here. Arkansas, Oral Roberts. Can Oral Roberts do another?
No.
I hope not.
No. So here's the other thing that we didn't even really talk about, but okay. Ohio State obviously lost to Oral Roberts, right? That they either laid an egg or played like crap or whatever. But then the next team has a really short turnaround to prepare for them, right? Arkansas has had an entire week to figure this game out. So I feel like they're going to come out. They're going to have a good plan to defend these guys. And to shut them down. Maybe not stop them because I do think O'Banner and whatever his name is,
Max Abmas, yeah.
I think they're probably still going to score some, but I think they'll be held in check for the most part, and that's obviously doomed for Oral Roberts. So Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, I'm up there with Arkansas. I think just the extra prep, but
I don't like Arkansas. I don't think they're that great.
No.
Yeah.
I would take Oral Roberts, but majority wins.
All right.
Why? Tell us why. Give us a why.
Because I feel like they have this Cinderella thing going, man. Like you have the two players. Obviously, Arkansas is going to have some kind of game plan to slow them down, but then, hopefully at some point you hope like RJ Glasper and Francis Lassise can like contribute in some capacity to just pull off another. I don't think they would make it past, Baylor Villanova, but I think they could beat Arkansas. Arkansas just is another one of those teams that, not a team that I really would ever put in an Elite Eight.
No, but it's just the way this tournament's gone. Like I think a lot has to do. I think a lot of why Florida lost to Oral Roberts had to do with the short turnaround. And I think Arkansas having an entire week to prepare, I think that's going to make a big difference. I mean, Oral Roberts barely made the tournament. I mean, they were not a great team all year long. They had some great players. They had 2 really good players, but it's not like they were like this undefeated mid-major coming to the tournament. No, they were average most of the year, and then they got hot. So,
yeah, they're pretty much running on like will and heart right now at this point. But I mean, and Moses Moody's a good player to help carry Arkansas if needed. But I don't know. I this would be one game I'd try to take the upset, and I don't know if I'd put money on it, but I would. Yeah, I'd take Laurel, but yeah, we'll take majority here. Loyola, Chicago, Oregon State.
Loyola.
Yeah.
Loyola.
Oregon State. I don't know how this happened. Like this, like we didn't even talk about it before, but they're not good. Like they're not good at all. Like it's just that one. This tournament's just wonky, man. Like
Yeah, I hate it.
it's
Their best player, what is Ethan Thompson and Warith?
Yeah, he's pretty good, and they got a big guy that's playing pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
shit looks
Hate
like
it.
Jared Lucas. Like, there's 3 guys that are like, yeah, but like none of them are even in the top. Maybe Ethan Thompson's like 50th best in this tournament, but like, none of these guys are great. Good. I like Krutwig's gonna do some damage again in this game. He's gonna be effective, and if not, like you have Lucas Williamson and like Braden Norris that can still step up. I think
Loyola's got some players. Like that's the thing that like people need to understand too. Loyola has some guys that can flat out ball, like beyond Krutwig. I mean, they've got some dudes that can shoot, that can score, and they all play perfectly in their system. So, I don't know. I don't see Oregon State making it beyond Loyola. I think Loyola is going to feel, I think they're going to be kind of feeling good about themselves after that last game and with all kinds of confidence. Do they play on Sunday or do they play on Saturday? Because that's a big difference. Because whoever
the Sabbath like that.
whoever scheduled that game against Illinois knew what they were doing. Because you don't bet against Sister Jean on Sunday.
Or maybe they decided to take a day of rest on the Sabbath. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe they don't want to play that day, but they did not rest against Illinois.
Yeah, I think this is a shoot.
Jean was with them.
I think out of I think Oregon State is the worst team left in this tournament.
I would agree, 100%.
I would agree.
I don't think it's even close.
So Loyola, I think it's a favorable matchup. I don't think Loyola makes it. I mean, I'm going to assume maybe we take Houston in the defense the next one, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're a Final Four team. So
no.
Houston, you think their defense takes down Buddy Boeheim?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they can match up with the zone.
I mean, there's no Syracuse. Syracuse wasn't great either most of the year. I mean, there was a question for them if they were going to make the tournament. I mean, Michigan State fans were angry that they had to play in the first 4 and Syracuse didn't. So what's that tell you? So I don't know. Syracuse has gotten super hot at the right time. They've made a lot of threes, and I think
Quentin Grimes, man, I'm a big fan of Quentin Grimes.
Houston can lock them down and really shut some of that off, and then Houston doesn't need to score a ton. They just got to, because I think the zone's still probably going to give them problems. But yeah, I'm going to go Houston.
Okay. Well, then what about Houston Loyola?
Oh man,
Loyola.
this would be a fun game. I think I might go Loyola.
Okay.
I don't know much about Houston in the slightest. So.
Well, Quentin Grimes is really good, but Marcus Sasser's been pretty good, but and Gorham, but they pretty much have to rely on Quentin Grimes, and they play tough defense. But obviously, so does Loyola. This game could be in the 60s.
Yeah, that would be kind of a very interesting game to watch. I hope it happens.
Yeah.
I honestly might pick Loyola in that game. I think they have more shooting.
Let's do it.
Majority wins. All right, Baylor, Arkansas. We got to do Baylor, right?
Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I
feeling
think like I can. So Joel, I can kind of get why you're tempted to pick Oral Roberts, but like no matter who plays, Baylor's going to beat.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not. That's what I know. That's what I said too. I said Oral Roberts might have one more in them, but I don't think they beat Baylor or Villanova. Even if Villanova pulls off that upset, I don't think they beat Villanova.
Yeah, I genuinely think Villanova and Baylor, who wins that game, goes to the Final Four.
Yeah. All right, then Gonzaga, Oregon.
Zags. That's going to be a high-scoring game
Yeah.
for a while. Gonzaga, yeah, that'd be kind of a fun up-and-down game to watch, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bama, what do you think? Can they beat Michigan? Is this like
I
football?
think Bama matches up really well with Michigan. I think they just like the way they stretch the floor will kind of show a little bit of weakness for Michigan. So I think that this is where they lose.
The thing with Michigan is, though, like, Isaiah, you did have a point. Like, they can play most styles. Like, they're not going to – it's not like they're going to be like, man, we got to slow this game down. Like, nah, they'll run with them. Like, they're not going to – like, they can score in the 80s and they can score in the 60s. So I think that bodes well. Man, I don't know.
Well, and I think without
Michigan, because I want to pick Michigan in this game. I really do think they would win this game. But
obviously, I want Michigan. I just think it just seems way too cliche to have more than 2 1 seeds in the Final Four. It like never happens.
Yeah, but I just think this year's the year that it happens because I think there's just a clear-cut top 3 all year long, and it was these 3 all year long.
I was high on Illinois, but
yeah, I think
they got on a crazy hot streak the last month of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were good all year, but really most of the season, everybody was talking about Gonzaga, Baylor, and Michigan all year long for the top 3.
Is it still a miracle if Livers comes back if they make it to the Final Four?
Yeah, because how's he gonna walk?
Yeah,
if he does anything, it's a miracle.
Yeah, I really think it's going to be like he's going to be playing 10 minutes a game if he's back, like at the most. So I don't think he would.
I think it would be more of a detriment to the team too, probably. If they
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that like, because I hate to look at a team and say, oh, like Gonzaga, their best player, like one of their best players is out, so they suck. Like when it comes to like Michigan having like Isaiah Livers out, they are more. They can still slow it down, I think, but like. They're more adapted to like running with a team.
Yeah.
Like you saw that with LSU, like Isaiah Livers doesn't like, I don't think that's really his game. Like he's not like, I kind of compare him to like, I always used to compare them two together, but like 2 years ago, Michigan, like if they were going to play a high powered offense, they'd rather have like Jordan Poole than Isaiah Livers. Cause you're going to need your shooter. You're going to need certain players. And I think with like Isaiah Livers, like, if they're going to be going back and forth with a team, like he's out of like their top 4 players, he's probably the best one to have out. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he was easily the most replaceable. Like not replaceable because of what he does.
But the biggest, they have the most wing.
He's a heartbeat of that team though, but he's done a great job from the sidelines being that heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because if you would have lost like Mike or like Smith,
game over.
If you would have lost,
if you would have lost Dickinson,
except Jackson would have taken him all the way.
No.
Like if you would have lost one of your starting guards or your starting center, you would have been screwed. Like Austin Davis, like you're done. But the wing and the forward position was really the only position they could like take a loss in.
I agree, and that's still not ideal because I mean, really, Livers is probably your most consistent 3-point shooter.
Eli Brooks has been huge though for that.
Yeah, but if Brooks keeps
my gosh,
man, like, I mean, talk about a senior cap off, last hurrah here. I don't know. This is the hardest game.
He's going to find himself getting a tryout in the NBA, dude.
He can play defense. He can run point. Like he's quick. And if he can knock down threes, you never know. But this is the hardest one to pick for me. Not even just from a homer standpoint, because these two teams are just they're very evenly matched in my opinion. And
I don't know. I know Isaiah picked Alabama, and I'm kind of leaning Alabama too. But I just think Herbert Jones is just a good matchup for a freshman Dickinson. But
dude, if you guys want to go against me, go for it. Seriously, like
I want to go against you. I just think Michigan can kind of like how they did against LSU. Like, yes, they got out and ran with LSU. They did not want to take their time necessarily, but at the same time, they were so much more efficient in the half court than LSU. Like LSU was just like, hey man, I'm gonna pass it once or get one screen. I'm dribbling. I'm putting this baby up, and I mean, it worked most of the time. Let's be honest, but that's not an efficient way to run offense. Michigan is going to be efficient on that end of the ball. I'm not with the ball, in my opinion. And Alabama just wants to run, man. They really just want to run. I wouldn't be surprised, though, either way. I really wouldn't.
We're going to do it. We're going to click. I click Michigan. Screw it.
All right.
Yeah, their season ends the next week, though.
I was going to say, let's put Gonzaga right there. Gonzaga.
But it really – can you – okay, so I guess here's the question that we should answer right now. Can it realistically be anybody but Baylor and Gonzaga at this point? Like, do you really think it's going to be anything else? Like, who – like, don't look at, like, the picks we made, but is there anybody on that other side?
Yeah, Oral Roberts is really jumping out at me.
Oh, on the other side? No.
Look,
other than Nova.
Look at Houston, Loyola. Look at all those teams. Could you really imagine any of them playing against Gonzaga in the national championship?
Villanova would be the only one.
It's whoever wins that Baylor Villanova game, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Houston. Yeah, I don't see Houston winning just on defense alone. They can't do it forever. So.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. Like Loyola, the Loyola Baylor game, I think would be an interesting game, but I don't think Loyola's. I mean, eventually that's going to come to an end, guys. Like it's got,
all good Cinderella stories do.
Yeah. So and then the other team on the other side's more hotly contested.
For sure.
So I think like the other one, I mean, obviously Michigan would have a chance. Alabama has a chance if you go back.
Gosh, Creighton has a chance.
Yeah, I mean, no, they don't.
But
USC, man, those Mobley brothers.
Yeah, so I would say Gonzaga, Michigan, and Alabama from that side, and then only like Baylor, the winner of the Baylor Villanova. I couldn't see anybody else other than those four teams being in the national championship.
I'd be shocked, yeah. So who do you have winning this championship game?
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. What's going to happen, though, just because we picked this, is Oregon State is going to win the national championship this year. How absurd would that be?
It's going to be Oregon versus Oregon State.
How stupid would that be?
Portland's going to blow up.
I don't know if I'd watch. I might not even watch if that's the national championship game.
Yeah, dude.
Oregon State, that's goated.
That's no. No.
How high is this score?
A lot.
80?
80s.
Yeah, probably 80s, though.
80s.
83 to 76.
That's fair. Seems like a real score.
Yeah. I'm going to go with it.
Could pitch.
Right.
They could both end up being in the 80s, high 80s, but yeah, I like that one.
All right.
Hey,